All right. Good evening once again. So, can you recap what we did last time? Can you remember? Can you tell us at least one of the aspects of cybersecurity? I know it was in the introductory section, and it has been a while from last week Monday to this Monday. So, can you tell us what you learned in that class briefly before we continue? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, I'm hearing you now.
So I
Yes,
said, can you tell us what you learned the other
I'm hearing you,
time?
sir. Hello?
I'm not sure you can hear me. Can you hear me now? Are you having network issue? Can you hear me?
No, my network is fine now.
Well, can you hear me? I'm hearing you.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
I don't think you can hear me. Oh. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you, but I don't think you can hear me.
Yes, yes, yes.
You can hear me now. The network is not stable. Can you hear me? And I don't think it's from my side. All right. So because of time, I will just recap for a few minutes and then we'll take it up from where we stopped. So last session, we started looking at general introduction to cybersecurity. We look at what is cybersecurity, and we did say that cybersecurity refer to the collective methods, technologies, and processes designed to protect the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of computer systems, network data from cyber attacks or unauthorized access. They will also look at it from a very simple perspective that we can think of it like protecting, or the way we protect our homes from intruders, just as we lock our doors and windows. So cybersecurity measures safeguard your digital assets from malicious actors. So it's about protecting your assets, your important information from the attackers. So that is another perspective we looked at it from. And then I told us that in today's section, or in the next section, which is this, we'll be looking at a different topic. But before that, we also looked at some effective cybersecurity layers. And I explained to us that understanding these layers are very important, because we need to know what our job description will be when engaged as a cybersecurity practitioner. So I explained to us that your job might be that you are to secure network, It might also be that you are to secure applications or to secure data or even to manage identity. So we look at two more layers: mobile security and then cloud security. So definitely, if any company hires you, it's either they engage you to protect their mobile system or cloud or network or data or any of those layers that we have spoken about. We also talk about the importance of cybersecurity. So this highlights numerous this just give me. All right. So like I was saying, we also talk about the importance of cybersecurity, where we highlighted so many platforms that needs our services as opportunity for every cybersecurity expert out there. So we said cybersecurity is a crucial for individual, or is crucial rather, for individuals, businesses, and organizations to prevent financial losses, reputational damage, and legal liabilities. So all this helps us to know that there are multiple reasons why companies or individuals may prioritize protecting their system. We also talk about security. I think I said we are going to start from here, right? So we start from here. So this is going to be the topic I am going to dwell on throughout this section. And if possible, part of next section, because it's a kind of a very wide topic, because at some point we will switch to the practical aspects, and then before we connect back with the theoretical aspects. So it is both theory and practical. So let's quickly start the journey. So our today's focus is security evolution. Security evolution. Let me confirm again if you can hear me. I hope you can hear me well. Can you hear me well? Can you hear me well? Just to confirm again. Mr. Ifai, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Not sure you are
I'm not
here.
hearing you. I think the network is disturbing us. Yeah, I'm hearing you now.
You are hearing me now. Okay, well, have you been hearing me all the one I'm saying since? I just wanted to know.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm.
So security evolution is our focus tonight. What it means is that we want to look at a historical trend of cybersecurity and the technologies that has been used, or each of these age use or stages used. So we will be walking us through them. So cybersecurity has evolved significantly over the years to keep up with growing digital threats. So what it means is that cyber attack did not start today. Cyber attack has been there. So, and there have been measures put in place to contain them. And that also led to the development of different technology. I think you should be able to hear me better now because it's like, can you hear me better now? I believe you can hear me now. Where the network is misbehaving today. Can you hear me? To confirm before I continue.
Hello, your network is bad, sir.
Oh, can you hear me? Once you can hear me, let me know. Then we have to go and change the location. Let me change the location and see if I will get a better network.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Please confirm if it's okay now. I have to change the location. Alpha, is it better now?
Yes.
Okay, change the location. All right, so like I was saying, I will try to explain to us that the cyber threats that led to the development of this program did not just started today. So it has been around, and because of different threat reports or different attack reports, so that has also led to different evolution or discovery of different technologies on how to arrest, how to minimize the cyber attack. And that is why we want to look at the evolution. So, like I was saying, cyber security has evolved significantly over the years to keep up with growing digital threats. So this transformation can be categorized into three key stages. And I believe tonight we should be able to complete one of the stage or an aspect of it. So the first stage is called legacy security. And then the second stage is called the advanced security. And of course, the stage that we are now is artificial intelligence security / machine learning powered security. And that is why you see that it is very easy these days to detect cyber attack because we are using real-time technologies like AI technology that can detect an attack or an attempt of an attack real time, not after an attack has happened. So I am going to be walking us through these stages and also look at the technology that were put in place to ensure that the cyberspace was secured. So let's start with the legacy security, which is also known as the traditional security. Now, early security solutions focus on basic protection through firewall. Now, those words that I underline or color yellow, they are very key for every cybersecurity expert to understand. Firewalls antivirus software, and access control. So firewall is just like the Windows security architecture. And now remember when we started this program, I told us that this program is divided into two phases. The first phase is where we understand the Windows security, where we understand that the Microsoft window that you and I uses every day has a lot of inbuilt security features. One of them is the one we just mentioned now, the firewall, that if well configured can ensure system security without even using external antivirus, right? So we have antivirus software, you and I. That is why, for you to know that this has been the traditional way of protecting our system, almost everybody that uses computer knows about antivirus. I don't think that is new to majority of the computer users. Everybody know what antivirus. And most people understand what is virus. So cybersecurity is not just antivirus, because antivirus is a software that is programmed to ensure that virus does not come into the system, and to also ensure that the system is cleaned up if peradventure the system must have been what? Affected. Right? So antivirus does two things. One, it can be used to defend the system from allowing virus to gain access into the system. And then it can also be used to scan for virus and also quarantine them, or to totally remove them from the system. So the firewall is like the system structure, the security structure. So when the window itself was developed, they put certain security measures in place to safeguard the window, because almost everybody uses computer devices to access the internet. So that is why we are focusing on Windows Security Plus before we end it with what? Ethical hacking. So like I told us last time, we are going to spend some reasonable time understanding the Windows security, how to set the features, how to set this feature to harden the system in a way that the bad guys or the attacker or the unethical hacker will not be able to break into your system. So if you connect it to what I said earlier on, it's about locking your door. And remember that we have different categories of doors. There are some doors that are very weak. So somebody can have an antivirus in his or her system and then still experience cyber attack just because of the strength of that antivirus. And that is why we still have pockets of attack happening out there despite this awareness, because some people are not securing their system with the stronger technology. So the bad guys still penetrate somehow, taking advantage of those weaknesses or those what loopholes. So now, just to highlight the kind of technology this particular age use, they use signature-based detection was the primary method they used during this legacy security stage, meaning that threats had to be previously identified to be blocked. So you can say the internet attack has actually grown beyond this technology, because in the era of this technology, the attack or the threats need to be identified first before you can think of how to arrest it. So there were a lot of infiltration. So a lot of attack were still happening between that time of identifying the threat, between the time of that and also the time of putting measure in place or trying to block it, the attacker must have taken advantage. So, but we still have to know their weaknesses. We still have to have the knowledge, even as we are depending on artificial and machine learning technologies today. So another characteristic of this stage is that system relied heavily on manual configuration and rule-based security measure. All right. So what that means is that during this era, people have to manually configure their system before an attack can be prevented. But today we have automated system. Like the websites today, the security has been automated. So once we don't need any human being to be there to monitor or to do some manual configuration. So the technology has actually advanced beyond this legacy. But like we said, we are looking at the evolution, because having this understanding will know us how far we have come to where we are. And it's very important we have this knowledge as experts. It's very important. Now, another characteristic of this era is that this approach struggled with zero-day attack. What does that mean? There was almost attack every day. Every day. There was no day during the implementation or this era, there was no day that an attack was not recorded. That is what we are saying. Just to tell you how how volatile it is, right? So you can see that a lot of people were attacked left and right. In a day, so many attacks were recorded. Though most of this attack, this same era, people were not aware that these attacks are happening. So until the campaign started increasing, and then you know how the criminals work. Once they notice that people have gotten to know their ways, they will try to shift ground to another method. And as they are shifting ground, then the technology is also advancing to catch up with them. And that is why it is very difficult. It says somebody leave his door open. Forget about it, whether you are a security expert, you cannot easily break into system. So the bad guys, what they do is that they only take advantage of loopholes, of system weakness, people who have refused to prioritize the security of their data or system. Just like the way some of us behave, some of us are not security conscious. We believe that nothing will happen. So there are still a lot of people that are transacting on the internet, not minding how they behave on the internet, knowing that the internet is very porous, knowing that the internet is prone to attack. So they don't in any way, try to be security conscious. So these bad guys leverages on such opportunity. And that is why training like this will create awareness and give you important information you need to know, so that you know how to guide yourself while transacting on the internet. Let's quickly look at some of the limitations, though I have pointed some of them. We just want to understand them properly. What are the limitations? And it's as a result of this limitation that led to the advance, which is the next stage. And even the advanced, they were still having a lot of challenges based on the advancement of the cyber attackers. So even as we are talking now, even within the AI era we are, there are still going to be new introduced technology based on how the trend of attack is being reported. So could not detect new unknown threats. So this era, like I told you, they have to previously identify the attack before they start looking for how to block it. But the bad guys or the attacker must have grab whatever they want to grab. So, and there's no way why they are struggling with the one they have identified, how they can easily know what's the new attack. Then high false positives are negative. So a lot of things were not, a lot of statistics were not correct because there was no element of artificial intelligence that will have given them precise results that could also assist them in deploying the right method to salvage the situation. Now, reactive rather than proactive. This one is one of the major limitations of the legacy cybersecurity stage. What does that mean? If attack has to be identified first, it means that there's no way they can be proactive, right? But the systems we have today can monitor the behavior of a system or individual, transacting on the internet and be able to predict, send you some notification that based on the way this person is acting, there are every possibility of him attacking you tomorrow. So once you get that kind of notification, as a cybersecurity expert, you put measure in place to be able to arrest that. So what I intend to do is to show us some of the practical aspects that falls under that particular stage. That was the stage where password was used. Remember, that was the emphasis. System, accounts, programming, or setup. I believe you understand what I mean by system account. System accounts or user accounts. I don't know if you have heard of it. Can you unmute and talk back to me? You heard of system?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, you heard of user account, right?
Yes.
User account. Good. Now, that user account, I believe in your laptop, before you log in, you password it, right? Is it passworded?
Yes.
Good. That passwording is part of it's part of security measure put in place, but we still have many of them that we are going to look at. But let's also let me also brief you on the advanced security. Now you understand where we are coming from and the kind of security that they were ensuring during the traditional way of protecting the cyberspace. So the advanced security introduced behavior-based threat detection and automated response mechanisms. That is one of the greatest achievements from the legacy to the advanced era. So, like I explained before, the behavior-based threat detection. So we now have a little bit of AI, but not 100% AI, or not much intelligence AI, that can monitor the behavior of system and be able to automate system. And that is why security in this stage was actually more active than the legacy. So let me cite a practical scenario that may deepen your understanding on this. You know that if you're on Facebook, if you watch a particular video, let's say just watch a particular video, the next day you log into that your Facebook page, there are every possibility of you seeing a similar video. What is happening is that the system is monitoring your behavior in the sense that it noticed that you watch more of a particular content. So the system will now assume that this person should be given more of this type of what? Content. That means the system is behavior based. So bringing it to the aspect of cybersecurity, we now have technology that falls under advanced, that can be in a system, that can monitor the activities of what comes in and what goes out. Then from there, you will now be able to what? To predict. So as an expert working for organization, once you deploy any of these tools and you are able to get what we call a security threat analysis, then once you are able to detect that, then the incident respondent can now be notified to put measures in place to stop the attack. So this same era introduced what we call endpoint detection and response, which is what? EDR. Now, all these acronyms, I would advise us to make sure that we know them, because sometime in an interview, they can just say, okay, if you are a cybersecurity expert, do you know about EDR? So EDR means what? Endpoint detection and what? Response. Security information and event management, which was CM. Solution what? Become common. So these are inbuilt security technology that were introduced during the advanced stage, and these ones can identify or they can identify threats through the behavior, and they can also automate what? Response. So this same era introduced or uses of cloud-based security and zero trust architecture improve defenses. What do we mean by zero trust architecture? Zero trust architecture is simply talking about that anything that comes into the system, because the firewall that we talk about initially ensure that anything that is coming into your system and going out of your system are properly checked, particularly when you are browsing with the internet. Because each time you browse, there is an exchange of what? Information. So you download and then you upload. So there is two-way word transaction. So the firewall is the one that checked the incoming and the outgoing transaction within a network. So what we are saying is that during that time, there are endpoints, or there are automated systems that there are real time, which we are going to discuss more under the third stage. So the advanced still uses part of the legacy, but in an advanced, as it's called advanced. So most of those basic security measures, they have been fine-tuned a little to become the advanced, which means that the advanced ensures more security than the legacy. And then likewise what? The AI and the machine learning, as we consider them, you will see the differences. So now that we understand this, let's look at another scenario under the advanced security. So the security became more proactive, unlike the other one that wasn't proactive at all. Security become what? More proactive. Then leveraging threats, intelligence, and analysis. So let's look at some of the benefits of this advanced security technology. Number one, improved detection of complex threats. Unlike the other one, we say that new threats were not identified. An unknown, there was issue of what? Unknown what? Threat. But this one, there was an improvement when it comes to what? Detection or detecting complex what? Threat. Faster response time with automation. More focus on identity and access what? Management, which is abbreviated to what? IAM. All right. So with this, we are able to differentiate the legacy security from what? The advanced. So let's quickly talk about the very last
Hello,
stage.
sir.
Yeah.
Can you go back to the benefits again? Let me just.
Okay, the benefits. Okay.
Just 1 minute. You're saying? I will leave the light first, sir. Yeah. Okay, we can
Okay.
proceed.
All right. All right. So let's quickly look at the last stage of cybersecurity evolution. We have the AI and the machine learning powered security. That is the age. In fact, it is the introduction of these that have changed the whole story in technology. It is the introduction of this that has made every individual, or most people want to work, become security expert, because the job is now, easier. So it's just for you to understand the domain expertise. There are now sophisticated tools, AI tools, that can do some of these things real time. So one of the advantage of this is real time. As the attack is happening, there are security tools now that can arrest it immediately, not after or maybe attack has happened. So machine learning, which is abbreviated to ML, and artificial intelligence, which is AI, enable predictive security. The AI can analyze massive data sets in real time. So take for instance, you are trying to download a particular content into your system. And we all know that one of the channels that can easily contaminate your system or introduce or allow different form of attack to come into your system is through what? Downloading stuff from particularly unknown vendor or unverified what? Websites. A lot of persons do not understand this. Not every website you visit, you download content from. There are some websites that you visit, the bad guys must have probably added some spy software, which we call the malware, the malicious detail or software, that as you download that app, they follow that app to go into your system. And what they will do is that once they get into your system, they will be sending sensitive information to them that they will use to monitor your system for what? Attack. So that is why we must always ensure that if you are downloading anything from the internet, you should verify the source. Most time, the best place to download some app from is like App Store, Google Play Store, because to an extent, you can be rest assured of some security instead of downloading from random websites that cannot be verified. So AI can analyze massive data sets in real time, identifying anomalies and new attack patterns. So like what I told you now, if this is like taking the behavior base to another level. So it can sequence the pattern and then from there be able to what? So be proactive in stopping it. So machine learning based tools improve behavioral analysis, helping to detect insider threats and involving malware. Security, orchestration, automation, and response. That is SOA. Security, orchestration, automation, and response. SOA. System leverage AI for automated incident response. So you can see all of these are advantages of the AI. And that is the age that we are today. So let's look at some of the key features of this. One, predictive threat intelligence.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Should go back?
No, not going back, sir.
Okay.
Like this your explanation about this AI and
machine learning.
You, according to your explanation now, you were saying that the best place to download, let me say you want to download something like app, that the best place to download is either Play Store or App Store. What of if the developer that developed that particular app integrated something like
malware,
a spy,
yeah,
or malware, like to run some phishing, to run some spy on someone's device, for instance, because say like some app now, after downloading, they will pumping some features to you that will tell you to allow your camera.
Yeah.
You allow your camera, allow your contact, you will click allow. So they will be giving you things to allow. What if all those things that are telling you to allow a spy to just gain access to your either your laptop or your phone that you are using to do the downloading of that particular app? So how do you go about it?
Now, that is why the device should have an antivirus. Are you with me? The device you have, as a cybersecurity expert, you are supposed to put proactive measures in place. And one of them is you ensuring that you have a very strong antivirus that can scan real time. So if you purchase antivirus of this age, which is the AI age, they are going to be antivirus that have incorporated AI features that can detect threats real time. So if such a person encode such spy software or malware, as you are downloading, you will get a pop-up that the app cannot be downloaded because the vendor cannot be, the genuinity of the vendor cannot be confirmed, or the app, the download process is blocked. I don't know if you are getting me.
Yes.
So it's about the measure you put in place. Now that you are aware that this means can be used to introduce or to attack you, then you should have also put measures in place by installing a very strong antivirus or setting your malware, what is it called, your firewall, to make sure that it's active, to make sure that, and you need to also ensure that you update your Windows, because most of these attacks are allowed because we are using outdated window. Most of the Windows people uses out there, 90% of them are not legit, including the one I'm using and the one you are using. They are not licensed window. Hope you know that. They are crack
Yes.
Windows. And what it means is that Microsoft has already put very strong security measure in place, but you can only benefit, you can only get those updates when your window is genuine. So if you are not running a genuine window, you might not be able to enjoy those benefits. So these boys understand that people try to save costs, because normally you are supposed to buy a licensed window. And I can tell you, just spend that money to buy a licensed window. You will see the level of security that will be there. It will be almost impossible for anybody to attack. But there are a lot of vulnerabilities because of substandard application or some standard system software. Even the app that you run, CorelDRAW, Photoshop, most of these apps that you are using on your system, you did not purchase them. Most of them are cracked version. And what it means is that there are loopholes that the attacker can use in breaking into. Like bank now, the app they use in transacting our money, you will not expect that they go for a trial version, isn't it? They must buy the one that have the license key so that they can be sure of maximum security. I hope I've answered your question.
Yes.
Now, just to add to it, the reason why I recommended those platforms, because those platforms to an extent does not really have zero trust. But we know that they must have put certain security in place, knowing the type of business they do. They are like vendors that assemble software. So to an extent, they will be conscious of the security of that space that people come to download stuff from. So to an extent, attack can be detected, even though it's not going to be 100%, unlike random websites. And there are some that will even go to a website that you will notice that it's saying that no security, and somebody is busy downloading. Have you not experienced when or after you downloaded a software from the internet, your system crash, or maybe your window will malfunction? So something has happened through that downloading. So these are advice you need to give to the company you are working with as a cybersecurity expert. You let them know, you give them this education, you enlighten them that any software that they want to use should be the genuine one, and then time after time you update the system, because even if they are using the genuine one and the system is not being updated, there are so many of those features that will have protected this application will have gone how do I put it, inactive. So we need to understand. So let's quickly look at the key features like I was trying to explain. So proactive.
So my last question now.
Okay.
Is it possible to add antivirus in your phone?
Yes, of course. Very possible. You can download it. Yes.
Okay.
But the only thing, most phone, your phone come with embedded operating system, not like laptop that does not come with embedded operating system. We have to install it. So to an extent, phone has very strong
default security features already. But the problem is that most of us, we go with the default. And the default, to an extent, they must have not set certain things because they will not try from the factory to block everything because they don't know the kind of transaction you are going to do. But they will just do some standard security setting. When you get that phone, you are supposed to go to security setting and harden it. For example, now, I hope you are aware that you can password an app in your phone, right? Isn't it?
Yes.
But
Yes.
by default, when you purchase that phone, was it set?
No.
Good. So you took that extra step to make sure that you set it up. So most of the phone people are carrying, particularly all these new modern phone, they have very strong security features that when put in place, you don't even need this antivirus. But the issue is that most carriers of this phone do not know how to go about the setting. In fact, some persons outside the screen lock and their normal login password, they don't even make use of other security features. There are other security features. For example, you know, most phone will give you option. We have password, we have pattern, right? We have thumbprint, we have face, we have phone that can even recognize your face as a way of what? Logging in. But you will see an average phone user will not use those strong security measures put in place to like facial identification. They will use the simple one, which is password. And this is what the bad guys, the internet terrorists, are taking advantage because people don't like expressing themselves. They just want that simple one, and that simple one can be broken into. So they are just leveraging on vulnerabilities on the internet. So that is why I always tell people that for the fact that you are a cybersecurity expert, even if you decide to be bad instead of learning it for good, don't think that you are going to break into everybody's house. It's just like the physical security. The armed robber, did they break into every house? They must have studied the house that usually leave their gates open. They must have even come during the day and weigh a lot of things. And when they are doing that, they look at other houses and see the one that have, you know, massive gates and other security measures. Maybe they have dog. You know, all these things will send a signal to them that no, this one is proactive. He has put security measure in place. That is how it is on the internet. Even though these bad boys goes around stealing people data, it's not everybody data they can steal. They can only leverage or take advantage of people who has never thought of what securing or putting security measure in place. I don't know if I've answered your question so that we can proceed a little.
Yes.
All right. So another key feature of this AI/machine learning is automated detection and response. So we can see that this actually span from the advanced. But the only thing is that what is AI-driven system reduce or is AI fine-tuned system. So if, for example, the one under advanced, for instance, is rated 30% security, this same one here will be rated what? 90%. So we have under the automated detection and response, AI-driven system reduce human intervention. And that is what that was exactly what I was explaining. That's the reason why you see everybody can actually say, I want to learn this field, because once you understand it, most of your work is you programming things to work automatically. You know where to go and check whether there are threats. Once you go there, you see, you know what to do to stop it. Peradventure, a file or a system or a network has been attacked. you know the proactive step to take to stop further what damage. All of these are the things that are encarved in this program. So self-learning algorithm. So we now have system. That is the machine learning you are hearing. Machine learning is about training system to do what human ordinarily ought to do. So we now have systems that can be trained. And once you train the system over time, you as a human, you don't need to do anything anymore. The system is the one that will keep doing everything. That is the machine learning. All these are branch of what? AI. So machine learning models continuously what? Improve by learning from what? Past attack. So finally, just to summarize everything that we have explained, security has shifted from static, rule-based protection towards dynamic, AI-driven defenses. That is where we are now. As cyber threats become more sophisticated, AI and machine learning will play a crucial role in adaptive security, ensuring organizations stay ahead of the attackers. So that is why we have different careers, which we are going to discuss in one of the classes. One of them is incident responder. One of them is a security analyst. That is why after the training now, you will either say, okay, you are a cybersecurity analyst. What is the role of these persons? These are people that we always analyze systems to know whether there are possible threats that can happen in the next second. That is just their work. They might not specialize in taking the step. So that is another department now, the incident responder. They are now the one that once an attack has happened, they know what to do to stop it. And let me say this, most time when banks tell you that they are doing upgrade, most time it's not upgrade that they are doing. Attack signal must have been sent. And their experts try to put measures in place. And they know that in the process of putting some of those measures, transaction can be affected. So they will not tell the bank to send message to you and I that this period, so that they can block the node, so that they can have time to do whatever they want to do. Most time, attack has even happened, but their incident responders are busy what? Trying to block it. So banks suffer a lot of attack, but they won't tell you. Because if they tell you on a daily basis, you will be scared to go and withdraw your money. So likewise, most big companies, an average company, they experience what we call insider attack. Somebody inside linking information that ought to be confidential to an outsider to launch attack based on personal gain, which is totally wrong. I hope that is understood. Are you following?
Yes, I'm with you, sir. Sorry.
Okay. So now that we understand that, because I want to ensure that the next class we should be able to start with practical and finish with practical. So this is just to give us the foundation of what we are going to be doing, because it's not just knowing that there are security features that need to be put in place. You need to know how, as a cyber security expert, how to manipulate all those features to harden the system for the attackers. It's very important. So what I'm going to do is everything we are talking about is like the theoretical aspect. So the next class, we will start taking them one after the other. The security features that they use during the legacy, we will exploit them. The one they use during advance, we will exploit them. All of these, they are in your window. All these features are in your window. That is why we are learning a Windows Security Plus / CompTIA A+. That is what we are learning right now, not ethical hacking. All right, so we want to just understand the security features that comes with every window. And we will spend a month on just understanding window security. So cyber security, so we are looking at cyber security measures. So measures are what you do, what you put in place to stop the attack. Are you with me? What
Yes,
you
sir.
put in place to stop the attack. So this is what will now lead us to the what? To the practical, passwording, creating user, whether administrator, because all these user accounts that you run, they are under technical measures. So let's just look at them. So our cyber security measures are strategies, processes, and tools used to protect systems, networks, and data from cyber threats. This measure aims to ensure confidentiality, integrity, and availability of information. So you can see the aim now. Please just a second. Okay, so like I was saying, these are steps, and these are actually your responsibility as a cyber security expert when employed tomorrow. These are the core reasons why your service will be needed. I want to put it to you. If, for example, you employ Mala or maybe a security guard to guide your house, will you be happy the person reporting to you that everything has been stolen in the house, or the person reporting that we need to lock this gate with a stronger key? Because during the day, I noticed that some guys were passing by to and fro. I suspect that they must have been doing what we call reconnaissance, which is an aspect of cybersecurity that deals with gathering information about the area they want to launch an attack on, identifying the weakness, knowing how they go about it. Which of these reports will you appreciate as the owner of the house?
Okay. As the owner of the house, I will prefer buying extra key to get more security in the house. And I will also call my security guide, which is the Aboki that is there, and educate him more to be more security conscious.
Okay. Now, what I was trying to bring out here, because of the topic, cyber security measures, and I said measure means what you put in place to stop the possible what? Attack, right? Now, the point I'm making here is that the company that will probably engage you, they will appreciate you more if you come up with proactive measures, things they need to put in place to stop attack, than you reporting that attack has happened. That's the point I'm trying to say. Because most time, when attack has happened, while you are there, they will begin to suspect. You know, they want to call insider what? Threats. They will begin to suspect. Is it that hope you are not the one informing the outsider? And that is why I said, you see this topic, it take us to so many practicals, because this is one of the essence of our existence as cybersecurity experts, to make sure that we notify the company ahead to put some things in place. In fact, we ensure that attack must not happen before we tell them what to do. So we establish security measures that will stop this attack. So there are tools. We are not going to use our hand to get all these things done. So these tools that we can set, some are hardware tools, some are software tools. For example, now the CCTV camera that you mount in your house is one of those security measure. I hope you are aware.
Yes.
Is one of it, but that one is coming from the angle of the hardware. So there are times that you have to combine both. That is, there have to be some software measure and also hardware, so that any angle they want to break from, you are able to to curb the attack. So that is what we mean by cyber security measures. Now, this measure can be actually broken into different categories. So tonight I will try as much as possible just to theoretically explain the technical measures. Then in the next class, we will start learning, for example, where I have mentioned firewall, I will start showing you how you can exploit the firewall, how you can, set it up as a cybersecurity expert in a way that it does its job correctly. Remember what I told you, and let's look at it here. Now we have technical measures. These are measures that only a technical person like you and I can put in place. A company cannot put these measures in place. Your service must be required. Yes, we have what we call governance risks policies. All right, this one is just like somebody that we just or let's say governance risk compliance. This one that just cyber security policy formulators. These are individuals that, based on their experience, they can establish certain structure policies that will guide organization in order for them to be secure. Those ones falls under organizational measures. But when we talk about technical measure, we are talking about those features that are in your window that takes only a technician to be able to program. So the first one is firewall. So what is firewall in our system? Firewall monitor and control incoming and outgoing network traffic based on security rules. So one of those things we are going to learn in the next class is how do we set these rules that we govern how the firewall will be able to ensure that whatever traffic that is coming in or going out of your system are properly checked. We look at that. Antivirus and anti-malware software. Detect and remove malicious software. So we should be able to know how to install antivirus. You see this antivirus that sometimes people go to all these computer vendors like Koware or Computer Village to go out. It is our own. The engineers are doing it because we don't have cybersecurity experts all over the places. If not, the engineer has no, it's not actually the direct tool to engineer. Is our tool as security expert, because the engineer only install, but they don't even know how to reconfigure it, because the antivirus is like a pack, and when you open it up, you will see different settings that can stop different attacks, but they don't know all those things because it's not their core area, but it's our own core area as cyber security experts. So we are going to look at how to set up licensed antivirus, not all this trial version, how we can tamper with the setting, how we can manipulate the setting to ensure that that system is secure. So this is what should be the encryption. Protect sensitive data by converting it into a readable format, which is usually called cipher, or we call that cryptography. Cryptography, which means that what a protected or a unreadable. So it is our responsibility to make sure that we convert the company's sensitive data in a way that even when the hacker have access to it, it will mean nothing to them. Because when they open it, they will just see some collection of alphabet letter that does not make any sense. So it's a measure that falls under technical to also secure our what? Data or our internet space. So still on the technical measure, we look at the key measure, the key cybersecurity what? Measure. So we have intrusion detection and prevention system, which is IDPS. What does this do? It identify and block unauthorized what? Access or attack. All these things are in our system that we can set. So once you set it up, in fact, once a company employ you, most of the things you do, or one of the first you do, is to set up what? This IDPS. Intrusion what? Detection and prevention. So it helps to block or identify what? Information. In that case, you are safe. So the company is also safe. Then we have multi-factor authentication, MFA. You should be used to this one. Even Facebook, WhatsApp, they have this technology introduced. But if you check now, you will see that most WhatsApp users have not activated this. Most Facebook users have not also what? Activated this. So which means that what? Those accounts that they are enjoying posting on my routine are prone to attack. Because there is nothing that will send them a notification that somebody is doing something funny on their account. But when you activate this, an OTP will always be sent to you. So that OTP, once it comes to you, you are able to be reminded, oh, it's possible that someone is trying to penetrate. So you decline, accepting to it. And then in as much you decline the request, they will not be able to what? Penetrate, which means that the system will get a feedback that for this person not to have replied, it means that it's a wrong person. It's not the one. So they will now make sure that what? They don't allow that person to gain access. So we have security configuration. Patch management. So patch management is regularly updated. It's part of the practical we are going to do next time. The whole of that next class is practical all through, so that you will understand all these things that we have been talking about. Remember, I have once emphasized that it is very important that you update your OS. There are a lot of people that are using them for the past 6 months. They have not connected it to internet. Very dangerous. And some, because they are trying to economize their data, they turn off the system what? Automatic what? Downloading and installing what? Update, which is unhealthy to the system. So you see, once your service is, called upon tomorrow, these are the things you ensure. You go through all their system and make sure that all their windows, they are up to date. Whatever it is that they turn off, that you know that is not good to be turned off, because you must have learned under this security, Windows Security Plus. You know where they reside. You can go there and turn them on. You do all that to ensure that the system is secure. All these are going to be your responsibility as a cyber security expert. So that will call what? Patch management, which means that you have it installed, but it's not complete. So when you run update, it completes it and then makes it what? Active to do what is designed to do. Now, like I said, regularly updating software to fix what? A security vulnerability. That is what you'll be doing. Secure configuration, harden system by disabling unnecessary services and following best practice. So it's still part of our work to make sure that we harden, just like the example I gave. It's our work to make sure that the gates is locked, is to get a good and a very strong gate. When you are doing that, you are hardening the system for them. Because if it's a gate that is very weak, then you are not in any way preventing them from coming in. I hope I'm communicating. So this is where I am going to stop. So the way we take it is that before we come back to continue with the cyber security measures, we must have done all the practicals under what? The technical one, before we come back and continue with what? The organizational measure. So that's why I said the next class will be throughout what? Practical of technical what? Measures. Any question?
Anyway, there's no question. Let me just finish up with this patch management.
Yeah, okay. Where is this?
Under this,
Yes.
the security measures. Let me just round up there.
All right.